I think it's the kitchen in there.
Oh, yeah.
What is that? Oh, it's the soundboard.
We've got the sort of the kitchen here, haven't we? As well.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think you turn it into like a cafe.
Right, you ready? Hello and welcome back to the indie room, where finally I've managed to track down the elusive Reqs after months of trying. We're here at Dubrek Studios in Derby, and we've finally got an interview on hand, so thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And welcome to your own rehearsal space. First of all, what we've got to talk about is your debut EP. It comes out on the 31st of August, Shades of Red. That's correct, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the one.
And by your own words, it's been around 11 months in the making. So
It's been a slow process.
now it's been released. How do you feel? What are the emotions going through your head?
Just relief, really.
Yeah, it's good to have it out there, isn't it?
I think, yeah, because of how long it's taken, I think we've lost excitement for it. But then I think as soon as it comes out, it'll be like, this is pretty cool. We got something up.
Yeah.
Especially if it like picks up momentum, I think, hopefully.
Yes.
It all goes.
It'd be satisfying to have something solid out.
Yeah.
On one of the mainstream platforms as well, because you need that to appear credible.
Yeah. Obviously, so far you've only released stuff on SoundCloud.
SoundCloud,
isn't it?
yeah.
So you got 3 tracks on there. You got Both of Us, Tapestry, and Pearls. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that.
Yeah.
But what made you
Not a closely guarded
What made you
secret.
choose those 3 tracks? Because obviously we've already heard Both of Us on SoundCloud, and we've heard Tapestry on the Pin-Up Sessions. Pearls hasn't been released yet. Why those 3 tracks?
It's just a good range, really, I think, of...
We did like a vote, or like we all put forward the
very
the
diplomatic.
3 or 4 that we all wanted, that like we each wanted to do most, and then sort of the ones that got. Yeah, you can keep that if you want. And then the ones that sort of came up the most, we kind of went with it.
Yeah. And obviously you got other songs in the bank though, haven't you?
We have.
Plenty, yeah.
Why did you not pick those ones to go on?
I think we all had kind of different ideas of what we wanted the EP to sound like, but those, you know, as they've already said, kind of those 3 kept coming up, so we kind of thought, well, it's a democratic band,
Yeah.
so we may as well just
And
kind of put
it's
them
not like we don't intend to record all the rest. It's just
You have to mould a shape for a certain body of work.
Yeah.
So I think that's
Gotta start
what we're
off in
trying
the
to
right
do
way.
with those 3.
Yeah, they all fit
Yeah.
together, and there's a couple that we are planning on doing, like together. They're in the same kind of
bracket.
style.
I think they are quite different songs as the 3 that we're doing on the EP, but at the same time, just some of like the guitar tones and stuff, like, and the different songs kind of are the same, or like
match,
we use similar things in different ones, so it kind of ties it all together a bit, even though they are very separate songs. Like the songs aren't, none of them are about the same thing or anything like that.
No.
Well, they're 3 very good songs. I can
you.
tell
Thank you very
the viewers that. They're also very unique. So for people who haven't listened before, how would you tell them what they're going to hear on this EP, and what can people expect from it?
It's those 2's ideas. They wrote them. We haven't just like right.
Oh, you've heard them,
Also,
right?
yeah.
Played them.
I don't know. Like a mixture of sort of pop elements, some soul, I think.
Yeah, a bit.
But it's really not conventional, and it's you wouldn't like. I struggle to link our music with like any other bands, like very
Directly,
closely. Yeah.
Yeah.
There are, you know, we have influences and stuff, but I don't know. It just doesn't.
Something completely new, really, isn't it? Finally, on the EP, just got to touch on the name, Shades of Red. What's behind that? Is there a story?
So it's just a good reflection of the themes of the 3 songs, really.
Why though?
Me and Tom did a
Are they
mind
red?
map, didn't we? Do you remember?
Yeah,
What,
we had a
different
good
names?
think about it. Yeah.
Of just themes and stuff, and then like sort of what I got us thinking about, and the colour red kept popping up,
Yeah.
and then you came up with the name.
Mhm.
And at first I wasn't keen, but warmed to it.
I think we're never overly keen on stuff when it first kind of comes out. Like, can be anything. Names,
The name Rex.
Rex,
Takes a while to get
song
to the
names.
chorus, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think. But eventually, it just kept, like you 2 were saying, it kind of red kept coming up. So we're like, well,
Yeah. As of about today, we've finally got to a point where we don't have a song called New One.
Yeah.
Oh,
which I
finally.
don't think has happened for
And that's been new one
pretty much
since,
as long as we've been playing.
Yeah.
That's been new one since February.
We've still got a new slow one.
That's
Oh,
Nice.
yeah.
New slow one will be
Don't
out.
worry.
Notified very
Keep
soon.
an eye out.
Yeah, that's his name.
We'll move away from the EP now. Obviously, we still want to stay with music. Your music, like we just said, is nothing like we've heard before, but you are obviously inspired by some sort of things. So where do the inspiration come from? And are you ever inspired by stuff that isn't music, particularly like art or a rainy day or something? You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Start with the music first. Is there any music that influences your music?
I think it's varied between us, really, isn't it? We're all at different
The very
influences.
early stuff is like
Arctic Monkeys.
Arctic Monkey, like sort of early to middle Arctic Monkeys, I think.
Yeah.
Like my very early stuff, which is sort of what we started playing with, and then when we started writing together and stuff, it sort of became something else. But
You can be influenced by things that don't necessarily reflect directly, but the sort of, for want of a better word, attitude and mood of things can transition into your own work, can't it?
Sounds very
profound.
complex
Yeah,
and
yeah.
secretive. Anyway, I do actually also know or hear that most of you did some sort of music, A-level or academic sort of thing. Do you think that helped your songwriting and has shaped it over the years? And do you think it's necessary to have music academically to be able to write good songs?
I don't think you don't need.
It's not necessary. Sometimes it helps you kind of broaden your musical knowledge and also like appreciation of different things. But I don't think you need formal education to be able to write good songs.
It can help you express something, but it doesn't, spark the initial.
Yeah, it can give you the
Inspiration.
tools you need, maybe.
Yeah.
But I do think in some ways it has helped us. I think
Production-wise as
Production-wise,
well.
I
We
think
did a
just-
lot of the. We didn't
The immediate
do the
production.
mixes, but we did. We recorded it ourselves, didn't
Yeah,
Yeah.
DIY sort
Yeah.
of thing.
yeah.
But was there any part where you'll have a bit of a song with a certain melody and you'd be like, oh, hang on, let's take that up.
Eh?
Let's take that note up an octave in this melody to make
Yeah.
it sound
Oh, yeah.
better. Did you have anything like that?
I think there's always
all the time.
ideas flowing
Yeah.
about,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
especially
we
even
made a lot
even-
of changes in
Yeah, arrangement stuff. Yeah.
while we were doing it.
But does that come from your education, or do you think that's just initiative?
But both.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
you
Sometimes
After
you
a
just
while-
hear something and you want it in there, don't you? But
I think
that's
after,
to do with.
Yeah.
after a
Yeah,
while,
education.
if you've been kind of going over sort of music and studying it that way, then maybe that's partly down to it. But if you think it sounds alright, it sounds
Works,
alright, doesn't it?
doesn't
It
it?
works.
Yeah, exactly.
So you may as well
Yeah.
chuck it in and
Exactly. Yeah.
go with it.
Yeah, well, it's obviously shaped you in some ways, I think. But on to where you're from. I talked to the Honeymoon Suite about this too. We're here in Derby now. It's not obviously the biggest city, and it hasn't got the biggest music scene. So what I was going to ask is, do you think that your journey as a band would have been different if you had formed somewhere else? And do you sometimes wish that you were in London or Manchester, because it would make it easier for you to get noticed?
So you could say that, but then there's more competition amongst young bands in like bigger cities, isn't there?
Yeah. I think actually being from a smaller city, your bands kind of support each other rather than, if you're in a, you hear about these bands that kind of fall out even when they're proper small, whereas you support all these other sort of bands in your area. And
I think Nottingham's quite good. It's got quite a good structure in
Yeah.
terms of like smaller venues and smaller bands and smaller promoters, and then you sort of work your way up
it just
and
kind of
stuff,
stands
but-
off, doesn't it? Really.
You're close enough, aren't
And-
you? I suppose.
Yeah, and you don't have that kind of sort of ladder in Derby, but you've got good things going on here and there that you can always
You just gotta keep an eye out for them.
into. Yeah.
Well, you're playing live here in Derby tomorrow, aren't you?
Yeah.
At the Maypole in Derby. Live performances, for you, is that a sort of, when you go on stage, is it a performance or is it just you and your natural habitat? Do you have a way that you put on a certain style to please the crowd, or how do you view a live performance?
That's a great question.
I don't know.
I don't know. I think for me, I I just try and enjoy it as much as everyone else,
Yeah.
and sort of get up there. I'm kind of listening to it. Well, obviously it helps, but I kind of listening to it and trying to kind of enjoy it as much as possible, really.
Yeah.
And yeah, I wouldn't say it's kind of
Conscious.
no. I wouldn't say it's conscience or it's a performance. Really, I just kind of
You got to be aware there's people there, obviously.
yeah. And you're putting something on, but
You're not trying to impress them as
No,
such.
'cause
It's
no.
more doing it for yourself.
Yeah.
I think that's
But
the
also,
thing.
we want it to sound as good as it can, and to do that, if we look like we're concentrating a lot, or if we're,
You just gotta
we're not,
sing
we
the
don't,
songs.
we don't jump around the stage
Yeah.
and things like that. But that's not because we're not trying to be. I don't
Having
know.
a jolly time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're just trying to make sure everything's sounding good. And,
What, do you think that people who do jump around on stage are taking it too far, putting on too much of a performance? Or
no, if you
No,
can
no.
pull it off, then do it.
If that's the way they're expressing themselves.
Yeah,
It's like, isn't it?
enjoy it.
Just wait till Dan starts jumping around.
That's giving me an idea. Tomorrow, wait for me at the back, just standing on the bar, giving it the big one. Yeah.
Well, we're looking forward to that gig. Hopefully it goes well for you. Now, before we end, I've got two little. Well, I've got another question after this one, but first of all, I'd just like to premiere another little feature that I've conceived in my head.
Ooh.
Nothing like we've done before. I haven't got a crafty name for it yet, so I'm just going to call it Childhood Memories, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you some stuff. I'm going to say some things from your childhood, and I want you to give your opinion on them. Yeah?
Ooh, okay,
Alright.
Right, so the first one is swimming caps.
Non-existent.
Non-existent.
Do you never wear them?
Never worn one.
I think the only reason I had to wear them was because when I did swim lesson, it said what stage it was on the side.
Yeah.
Oh,
I used to wear them during
Cleans.
swimming lessons, but
They weren't comfortable.
they are here.
the latex ones are horrible.
Yeah, the
They
latex
pull on your
ones.
hair.
But then,
But then you've
like,
got the fabric
the
ones are
fabric
fine,
ones, and they
but
were-
then they kind of puff.
yeah, they do prefer.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they used to like get water.
Yeah.
in it. Right, second one is an ice cream van.
Can't beat an ice cream.
Did you,
Oh,
did
we-
you ever buy anything from an ice cream van, or did it just jingle on your street?
My granddad had family businesses.
Oh really?
Do making ice cream and stuff. So yeah, so I remember going up to the factory and stuff. And
Loved an ice cream van.
yeah,
Third one is match attacks.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
love them.
that was a good song.
I never got properly into them.
I was more the sticker books.
Oh yeah.
I prefer.
right.
I was well
Yeah,
into the
well.
sticker, especially I think Derby got to the Premier League.
Right.
Trying to
Oh yeah.
I remember that, but but yeah, I was match attacks were all right, but I was
Yeah.
for me it was stickers.
BMX bikes is the next one. Anyone ever have a BMX bike?
No,
I've never even ridden one.
Did you have one, Ben?
I wouldn't. I had a bike that was a BMX and like do any BMX stuff on it. I just rode.
Went round the estate with it. That was it.
It was a bit of a fad back in the day, wasn't it? When it didn't really
Went to
take
shop.
off. And then finally, Jungle Run.
Oh,
Quality
excellent.
show.
yeah.
Yeah.
After school CRTV. That was
The
good
bomb,
times.
Yeah.
Cool, yeah. I enjoyed Jungle Run too. Well, that's the end of that bit. Finally, as most people know, I just like to touch on it, was results day today. And two of you I know got your A-levels, so congratulations to you. I heard a rumour that Reqs stands for Real Estate Quantity Surveyors. It doesn't, does it?
It does.
It's
So
all lies.
it's the truths are it's we play an open mic literally across the road that way, and the guy who runs it's our old PE teacher,
Yeah.
and I don't know, did he come up with
It was
it?
at Stevie's Leaving Do. We were on stage and he came up and he was like, "Give it up for Real Estate Quantity
He made
Surveyors."
that
He is Scottish, by the way. You're not just.
Yeah, oh yeah. And then we were just like, oh, alright.
Fair enough. Yeah, sound.
I mean,
That's awesome.
it's just a word.
Yeah,
but
it's kind of like an unofficial.
it's a
thing.
sound. Like we have the sound.
Yeah.
Well, the question is, what would you... Obviously, I don't assume any of you are going to be real estate quantity surveyors, but if music doesn't work out, what's your plans?
I have no plans for if music doesn't work out. Not in this context, but in studio context and stuff like that. 'Cause that's what I'm going to do at uni. But
What about everyone else? Occupations?
Well, probably something sciencey, I reckon. Something to do with medical stuff and that
Taking
sort
the
of
intelligent route.
bracket. Yeah.
yeah, probably. Hopefully journalism. That's the plan.
similar to me then.
Yeah. See where that goes. Yeah.
I think music is the way for me.
Yeah, we're gonna let it go. That's perfect. Well, Rex, thank you very much for being here.
Thank you very much.
That's the end of the interview, unfortunately, but it's been great.
Nice
I've
one.
had a good time. Thank you for watching. This has been the Indie Room. Of course, you can subscribe to us on YouTube and follow us on Twitter at @the_indie_room. And that's it for now. We'll see you again next time. Goodbye.
See ya.
I was hearing your voice crack.
I saw you two looking at each other as well. It was a subtle one. I was like, oh.